Hello there, and welcome to a long-awaited episode of the Preston North End Career Mode. Here we have Manchester City. Couple of players I've never heard of, and a couple of players I didn't think had ever been at the club. NDD, who's usually at Leicester. Aguero is still knocking around, and this is my lineup. Couple of new faces, but mainly the team that got us promoted last season. And much like the first season, 0-0 draws. To be fair, we did have the better and most chances over against Man City, which is something I never thought I'd say, but 0-0 draw, it ended. And then away to the Sports Direct Arena. Bailey Wright, former Preston player, starts for Newcastle. And unfortunately, we don't have any former Newcastle players. But former Sunderland player, Lyndon Gooch, starts his first game in, I think, quite a while. First goal comes from Will Grake, up to Berahino, two strike partners, just working together. It's just absolutely wrecked the defender, Ochton Haidara, and puts it past Matt Sells for his first goal of the season, and I do believe our first goal of the season. Just Berahino, I don't know how I got him on a pre-contract, especially when we was in the Championship at the time. He's costing us £70,000 a week, but if he's going to score goals, they're going to keep us up. I have no problem with paying that. And that Berahino goal could become quite a big one, as 1-0 wins, I have a feeling, might be a regular occurrence on here, as both sides have a lot of decent players, but none of very much high quality. Just to get a bit more squad depth in, signing Josh Sheehan from Swansea. These three players are transfer listed. Also Dominic Gape from Southampton, 23-year-old. And the third one, who isn't transfer listed, is loan listed. Hamza Chowdhury, on £20,000 a week. We've got £40,000 a week. And then, just to get another keeper, Lee Grant. Most of these players will not be first team players, but they're just squad players if we get a lot of injuries. And the long duel of the Premier League, we don't really want to be playing 16-year-old youngsters. We want experience, and Lee Grant gives us just that. Couple bids in for Hamza Chowdhury as well. We will end up signing all three of these players. Gape, giving him a contract. Kind of trying to get him on long term, but as short wage as possible. So if we do want to get rid of them when we've got a bigger and a stronger squad, then we still have that option. And after advancing, Harry Kane went to Man United. Another transfer that I was surprised didn't happen. Another transfer I was surprised about is Granit Xhaka to Barcelona. Is he really Barcelona type? He doesn't seem the type that Barcelona would go after. But Barcelona got all the cash. They can do what they want with it. And Hamza Chowdhury, he's probably not going to get much game time at Leicester, so I thought, snap him up, make him a first team fixture of us, and strengthen our midfield. He's probably the one that will probably play the most. Gape's probably second, and Sheehan probably just a squad player. There are decent players, not Premier League quality, probably not even Championship quality, but maybe I can sell them on next season and get a bit of a profit. And then offers are accepted. Firstly, Lee Grant, very small wages. Josh Sheehan, and then Hamza Chowdhury, with Dominic Gape already accepted. So then, a couple more signings, not the pristine signings that you'd want to be signing, but decent squad players. Here they're rating 63, 61, and Chowdhury for 1 million is 68. I actually think I put him in the side, actually. Yeah, as over Pearson. Ben Pearson, I think he's 24, 25. Josh Sheehan's 23. And we've still got Akinfenwa right now. And this guy Moore, who I'd really like to put in the first team lineup. But Callum Robinson was such a good player for the last 2 seasons, I can't really bring it around to myself to move him on. Next, we have Southampton at home. Making Holgate is going to be very busy in this game, I do believe, because a lot of good players come from Southampton, and that Davison guy, I've heard he is pretty good. To be playing so many good players on the bench, they've got to have a very good side to Southampton. Hamza Chowdhury gets his first game. I'm talking about Mason Holgate. He feeds it to Will Grigg, who gets fouled in the box by Matt Targett. Right back to striker, fouled by left back. So, penalty to Preston. And we have the chance to put it past McCarthy. And he does. Saido Berahino. Since he left West Brom, hasn't really scored much. We've just Stoke him in life. I think he scored 1 or 2 goals. But now he's back at Preston. He scored 2 goals in 3 games. You couldn't expect any more of a very high class youngster. Let's face it, shouldn't be a club fighting for a place in this league. Hamza Chowdhury knocking on Daniel Johnson to youngster Davis. Will Grigg assisting this one. Actually will get an assist for this one, or not, as the keeper saved it, and Will Grigg actually gets the goal. Just Berahino is just going to save us so many times, and Will Grigg, if he can chip in with a good couple goals, as he did last season, being top scorer, then we will have no problem of staying up. Will Grigg with his first of the season, and I'm pretty sure that will not be his last. Going from top scorer, he's going to want to get a good couple goals in this league. 2-0 win over Southampton. Probably expected more of Southampton, but most of their players were on the bench, which seems to be a big thing about this career mode. We've still got the reputation of Preston, even though we've got a Premier League side. That's why a couple youngsters were played on the Man United team. Twan Zabi, Fosu Mensah, Januzaj and James Wilson. Some of the names you wouldn't expect to see, but they've got the players, Man United. Didn't want to play this one because I'm a Man United fan, and if I won this one I'd feel just. But Martial puts past the former Man United keeper Ben Foster to give Manchester United a 1-0 win and give us our first loss of the Premier League season. So then, let's bounce back, but not really the best game to bounce back from. At home against Arsenal. In real life, they did put a big fight up, but the best defensive team in the league. It's only a couple games in, but our defence has been on point. Ben Foster, pre-contract signing from West Brom, has been in the heart of that. Will Grigg doesn't make the team, as in giving Callum Robinson a shine up front, as he hasn't played any games this season, I don't think. A couple of players I won't expect to see: Ospina, Jenkinson, and Takuma Asano. Not even sure who that guy is. And this is what you expect when you go into Arsenal. If you're not going to win, you have to put in a decent performance and get a draw. So, 0-0 draw against Arsenal, I'll take that. And look, we're back to the good old, I can't remember what it's called, visual package. So back to what it looked like in the Championship. Good reserve team by West Brom. Jonathan Lacko is one of the players I'd like to see playing at a cam in this side, but right mid by trade. I did make a couple of changes as well. Ashley Young, Tommy Spur, and Varnick Mile. Some of the great players that shone last season, but didn't shine this season. But talking about shining, this goal from Ashley Young, I've just been talking about random stuff while he's just been banging in goals. That's what you get when you're signing a player for £70,000 a week. He scores absolute blinders. And look, Will Grigg to Alice Harrison. And if you watched my Bristol Rovers save from last year, who's no longer up at this time as I delete the channel, if you don't look on my Twitter so far down enough, you'll see Alice Harrison was a prominent goal scorer. And scoring this, I'll just show you a quick screenshot of what it was like. Look at that 90 pace. There's a couple of other players on that side. Andres Pereira, who would love to bring in. And something I don't love to see is that sweaty goal. Come on, West Brom. You're the better team, allegedly. And you got to score sweaty goals with your reserve striker against me. And if you're to do that, I'll just sweat against you. Will Grigg, who I don't think featured in that career mode, which is quite surprising since that was where the trend started. But 3-1 win in the FL Cup against West Brom, and that will end this episode very nicely. If you have enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.